Tools 8. If we take a close look in the left-hand corner of the MIDI editor, we see a 16th note icon that takes us into the new score editor. Here we can switch between MIDI and score views. Of course, we could also open the score editor from the window menu. The new score editor provides a standard notation style editing window. Before we start editing, let's take a minute and set up the score window. I'll click the drop-down arrow next to the tracks here and choose Score Setup. Let's title our score, and I'll add my name next to composer. I'll also add a little space below title and composer. This window gives us full control over our spacing and page layout. We can even add guitar chords to the new chord ruler and have them reflected in our score. Let's add some basic bar chords. You can see there's a lot of choices here for proper chord voicings. Let's double these piano notes an octave up to fatten this line up a bit. I'll just select them in the score editor, hold down Shift Option on the Mac or Shift Alt on the PC, and drag these up the staff into position. These new windows add serious MIDI editing power to Pro Tools 8. In fact, you might want to have access to them almost all the time. If we go back to the Edit window and to the drop-down arrow here in the upper right-hand corner, we can dock the MIDI editor to the Edit window and view either the MIDI or Score Editor windows. We can also go to the drop-down arrow in the MIDI editor and have it follow the Edit window during playback. Nice! With our MIDI editing behind us, it's time to record our electric guitar and vocal parts. Let's hide the instrument and real-time property columns and show the I/O column. I can simply Option or Alt-click on the column names to hide them. Since our Anderson electric guitar is plugged into analog input 3 on the Digi003, we'll make sure it's set to DI instead of mic. Let's also right-click again on the input and rename it Electric Guitar. And we'll rename Analog 1 and 2 to Control Room. First, let's record our intro piece. I'll name the track Anderson Guitar 1. I want to dial in a sound, so I'm going to call up 11 free, and I'll choose the Vintage Crunch setting. And I'll follow that with a delay. Since this part comes in at bar 1, we'll go back to using the 1-bar count-off for now. Next, I'll lay down the wah rhythm part and the bridge, and we'll come back for the lead section.